Axel, I've been told that you're a mad, keen fisherman.
I am.
How long have you been fishing?
From all my life, from when my dad took me out on trips. I'm not the most experienced, but I think it's really fun.
You told me a Norwegian word before.
Yeah.
What is it?
Laksefeber.
Laksefeber?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It's like the English equivalent is like salmon fever.
And you've got salmon fever?
Absolutely.
You got a bad case from what I've heard.
So if I get one, you'll see the laksefeber.
All right, laksefeber.
Yeah.
Why do Norwegian people have this great affinity with the salmon in these rivers?
I think it's tradition.
Yeah.
And especially here in Finnmark, in northern Norway.
Right. Finnmark being the borders of Finland, Norway and Russia.
Yeah. And it's like people have catch salmon and lived by this for ages. It's like hundreds of year tradition. And
but in the old days too, it would have been, you know, a main source of food, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a good cast. That was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Norway's coastline is made up of extensive fjord and river systems. This breathtaking ecosystem is home to the Norwegian wild Atlantic salmon, but its population has dropped dramatically, 50% since the 1980s, for a number of reasons. And now there's a fresh and growing threat: the Pacific pink or humpback salmon. Dedicated groups of locals are going to huge lengths to fight it, including here on the Tana River in the far north, reckoned to be the best salmon river in Europe. You can see the commitment these people have by this huge fence they're building across to trap the pink salmon, the invasive humpback salmon, and stop them coming up their rivers and destroying the ecosystem here. Roar, I'm looking out here and I'm reminded a bit of Alexander the Great crossing the Bosphorus. What's going on?
Well, now we are installing the poles, the wooden poles,
okay.
Which is the foundation of the trap fence.
Yes. So it's going to go right across?
Right away across, about 420 meters.
How's it going to work exactly?
Well, in this fence we will have 3 cages, 2 big ones and 1 smaller. And on these big cages we will have grading by size. So fish from 3 kilos and smaller, that will include the pinks, will be brought by a raft to the shore where we have a butchering raft. Then we will have the final sorting, and all the pinks will be bled out and delivered on ice for human consumption.
So the native fish, the Atlantic salmon, you're going to put straight back in?
Yeah, definitely. And also sea trout and other species which are native to the area.
It's very labour intensive.
Well, it is. We have 21 people working full time now, all the weekend. We have 2 shifts, so we work from 7 in the morning and to 11 in the evening.
Really?
Every day. We will need that amount of people as well when the pinks arrive. It's a narrow window between when the water discharge gets low enough for us to build and when the pinks arrive. So late spring.
You only have to do it every 2 years?
Every 2 years, as for now at the least, because the life history of this pink might change during the years, but now this is the situation every other year.
Originating in the rivers and coastal areas of the North Pacific Ocean, thousands of miles east, pink salmon pose a significant threat to the native Atlantic salmon. First introduced in northwest Russia as a food source in the 1960s, they've gradually spread to Scandinavia and Finland since then. The males develop a distinctive hump as they're about to spawn, and the species are much more aggressive than their Atlantic cousins. A 2-kilo humpback will scare off a 10-kilo salmon and take their best breeding places. But they are much shorter lived. Unlike Atlantic salmon, which can return to a river multiple times over the years, pink salmon travel upriver to spawn at the end of their second year and die in their thousands. The pollution that creates is another risk to these ecosystems and another reason to stop them. They've only become a serious threat in the last few years, so a relatively recent problem, but the team here are making use of ancient knowledge.
Traditionally, there wasn't much rod caught fish here.
Yeah.
They used small weirs,
Yes.
traditionally made from what can be found on the riverbed, and they used this to catch salmon back in the days here.
This is the Sami people?
Yeah.
What did they make them out of?
They use wood and wooden poles to create these foundations which they build their fences with,
Right.
to lead the fish into seines and catch them that way.
So it seems your system has learnt from that traditional knowledge.
Definitely. We have talked to a lot of these fishers which have used this method and how to place the trap and how to make the fish go into our cages.
So Roar, I think I've got this worked out. Can I pick one of these up?
Yeah, no problem.
So here's a rod. I think what's going on is you build the frame,
Yep.
then you put these in,
Yep.
and then you put the poles through here, and that creates the fence that stops the salmon coming through.
Yep.
It looks like quite a big gap to me. I thought a fish would be able to get through that.
Well, it's 30 millimeter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's enough. And maybe some of the smallest females might get through in the end of the season, but 30 millimeters is the,
Okay.
yeah.
The Norwegian wild Atlantic salmon holds deep cultural, ecological and subsistence significance for the Sami people, who have been stewards of these rivers for generations. More recently, the world-class salmon rivers have become popular among local and international fishermen. So there are environmental and economic reasons for so many projects to be set up on Norway's rivers. But there are hundreds of these rivers, so finding quick, efficient, labour-saving ways to do it will be a key to success. On the Fjord River, not far from the Tana, they're combining manual and high-tech methods to try to find a solution, using artificial intelligence.
So we heard this morning
Yes.
that some of the rivers in Finnmark
Yep.
got some pink salmon.
Right. Hanna Sorvik from the local Hunting and Fishing Association is about to see if the pink salmon run has begun.
So we are just doing a quick swim
Yes.
to see if they have arrived.
Which is why you're wearing a dry suit. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I hope it's not leaking.
I hope it's not leaking, because it looks to me a little bit like it might be leaking.
Yeah, and it's 6 degrees in the river.
6, I've been told 3. So which is it, 6 or 3?
6.
6,
Yeah.
okay. That's cold enough.
Yeah, it is.
They have to wait for the perfect window to install the traps, when the river is low enough, but before the salmon run starts. They're hoping it hasn't yet. So the team's heading off downstream,
Yeah,
right to the mouth of the river.
yeah, because when the salt water meets the fresh water, maybe the humpback could stand there now to get ready for the fresh water.
Oh, so they get in that brackish water and acclimatise.
Yes, that's an indicator for us. If there isn't any there now, I will be pleased.
You'll be a very happy man.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think? Do you think there will be?
It's very difficult to say.
All right. Well, let's hope.
We have to do it now, every day. We have to swim in the river.
That's what struck me, the dedication of these people and people like you. That's what makes projects like this work, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
We have to have a heart for it.
Yeah, it's about heart.
Yeah, big heart
Yeah.
for the Atlantic salmon.
Heart, yes, and also dedication. But the team also have big hopes for a high-tech solution to their pink salmon problem. So tell me about the project that you're involved in to try and solve this problem.
Yeah, we have a project we started in 2021 with the Huawei. Then we just put a camera in the river
Yes,
to take pictures of the humpback
yes.
and the Atlantic salmon.
And in 2022, we put the solution in the river in Berlevag.
Well, that's near here.
Yeah. And in 2023 in this river. So in 2023, we took out 5,762 humpback salmon of 5,762.
You got them all. How can you possibly tell you got them all?
Because we swimming in the river,
Yeah.
nothing gets through.
Right, you're not seeing any?
No.
100% success rate is very unusual in a project like this. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We have been lucky.
The solution Geir was talking about is a trap that sorts the fish travelling upstream using artificial intelligence. Tana, Chief Technical Officer of Huawei Norway, is a man who loves getting out of the office and getting his hands dirty. He showed us how it works.
This is part of the whole solution, and there's a camera that will be mounted inside there.
Right, okay.
So the fish has to pass that camera.
Right. Oh, okay, so the camera's going to be filming through this here?
Yeah, it's actually that silver camera lying on the ground there.
Oh, wow.
And that signal goes directly to the computers that does its analysis and says, is it an Atlantic salmon, humpback salmon, or what is this?
Right.
That takes about 8 milliseconds.
8 milliseconds?
Yeah. And the gate will open like this.
Oh, okay.
That's it. The holding tank will be straightforward.
Oh, the holding tank is straightforward.
So out to the left is freedom and upriver. So it blocks the way forward into the holding tank, and at the same time open to freedom.
But can it sort out one fish at a time, or is it...
No, sometimes they come in groups, and it identifies each of them.
What if there's a big group of Atlantic salmon and pink salmon, the invasive one, at the same time?
Which happens every now and then.
Yeah.
The rule is that no humpback salmon should go upriver.
Right.
Any time.
Right.
We rather send an Atlantic salmon to the holding tank instead of getting humpback salmon upriver.
Right.
So that means if Atlantic salmon comes with a humpback salmon, they both end up in the holding tank for manual sorting.
Manual sorting?
Yeah.
Right.
When we ran this in 2023, 94% of all the Atlantic salmon was let through automatically.
Really?
So only 6% came with a humpback salmon and therefore had to go do manual sorting.
Oh, wow.
So that's not bad.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the season, the meat of the captured pink salmon is sold for human consumption. But once they get into the breeding period, they start to deteriorate internally, so it's used for animal feed, and at the very end of the season for crab baiting.
The humpback salmon will start coming in a week or two. They can come tomorrow, but it's expected within a week or two.
Yeah.
So that's why we want to have this in place before they enter.
Right.
And they always come in July. That's when they come, because all these anadrome species, they want to go up in the river to spawn in September, October.
Yeah.
So that's what they're preparing for now.
What sort of species did you say that?
Anadrome. And you have other fish that spend their whole life in fresh water, in lakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this anadrome that goes between the seawater and the freshwater, they are a special kind of breed.
That's so interesting, because you're an engineer, right?
Correct.
But you're beginning to sound a lot like a fish biologist to me.
You know, when you do projects like this, you go all in, otherwise it doesn't work. So we have spent quite a lot of time on this, and then working together with the local fishermen here. Those are the experts. We started this, I didn't know anything about this.
Yeah.
When you place things like this, it's an unnatural thing for the fish. So if you try to work against its natural instincts, you're gonna fail. You have to follow their rules. And that's why we have to design something that actually works in a way that it works with them. And that expertise, you have to have these local rangers here.
But why does Huawei get into projects like this? A big telecom company, what's it doing trying to save the Atlantic
It's
salmon?
a very good question. The answer is that we find it interesting in a tech company like Huawei to see how can we utilize technology in new ways to help us in whatever challenges we have.
Yeah.
And that can be environmental issues, it can be health, it can be education. There's many ways that we are not using technology today, but maybe we can in the future. That will improve the accuracy or help us, in many different ways.
Only 2 weeks until the invasive pink salmon arrive, and a team of locals is busily preparing fish traps to stop their migration up the Berlevag, another salmon river in northern Norway's Finnmark region. Here we met the man who dreamt up the high-tech solution, inspired by a big dose of Norwegian salmon fever. What's the biggest salmon you've ever caught?
13 kilos.
Wow. So how big is that?
About that.
Oh, that's a big fish.
That's a big fish.
How long do you have to fight that?
That took about half an hour.
Wow.
That was really cool.
Have you got salmon fever?
100%. And it is very addictive. Once you start fishing salmon, when you catch your first salmon,
Yes.
it is addictive.
Yeah. You're hooked.
You're hooked.
Not just
For
the
life.
salmon.
It is very special. It's a very strong fish. And you're in the beautiful parts of nature fishing. Then you manage to catch a salmon. It's a memory you'll treasure for the rest of your life.
In your working life, you're a business strategist.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in this project then?
I have been fishing up in Finnmark for several years. And knowing the problem with the pink salmon that was coming, this was back in 2020. And I thought, this is something we can do with technology, using AI. We should be able to recognize the different species, the pink salmon from the char, the sea trout, and the Atlantic salmon, and using an automated system to sort them instead of the way they have been doing this for several years, which is very, very manually intense. And we work a lot with Huawei in the company where I do my day job. So I talked to Huawei about the idea of using AI, and they were hooked. It started with me sketching just like a simple drawing of how we could have an installation in the rivers that would sort the fish. And just sketch that on my iPad, sent them the picture with the presentation, and they were like, yeah, this is really cool. We can actually do this.
So what time of the night did this inspiration come to you?
Probably at the bottom of a red wine.
Oh, really? Oh, good. That's where often the best ones go.
Yeah.
So it's fair to say this whole wonderful project is your idea.
Well, the idea came from me, yes.
Yeah.
But it is a collaboration between various organizations that have a mutual interest in preserving the Atlantic salmon.
There's a lot of work needed to bring the idea to life. A crucial step is training the AI to recognize the different species of fish. This is where the AI lives?
Yep, that's correct. The AI lives on that computer there,
Yes.
that one.
Yeah.
We have given it thousands of pictures of a humpback salmon and told them these 5,000 pictures, this is humpback salmon.
Yes.
These thousands of pictures are Atlantic salmon, Arctic char, small fish, grass, leaf. And then we just say, learn the difference.
You just mentioned Arctic char, which is another native to this river.
Correct.
So it's learning to recognize the other native fish as well, to let them through.
We have to train it on every native fish that runs up the river.
Right.
We have even trained it for otter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there are otters in these rivers.
Would they go up there?
They will go in there.
Okay.
And they will get out again. We don't want them in the holding tank. So
They'd probably eat a couple of salmon on the way.
Oh, they will try. They will try.
Here on the banks of the Skalelva, the trap was being prepared to be installed. The river was still too high due to another factor impacting the river ecosystems. You guessed it, climate change. We were supposed to be here a week ago, but we got a call saying don't come because we can't put the installation in the river because the river's too high. And then we've arrived and the river's still too high. What's going on?
It's not unusual, the height of it,
Yeah.
the intensity of the flood,
Yeah.
but it's later than typical. And it's also prolonged due to we're having a lot of snow cover left in the mountain and in the plateau on the Varanger Peninsula, feeding the catchment for this river system.
Yeah.
So with the chilly weather, it's going to take time before it starts to drop enough for us to install the trap and the AI module.
To me, it's sounding a bit counterintuitive. You're saying you've got more snow.
It's the changes in winter regime. We don't have the stable, cool periods anymore, but we've started to have this fluctuation of alternating between warm and cold weather.
Right.
So we get like rain on snow,
Yes.
and that will affect properties and features in the snow cover.
Right.
So in the snow cover you will have several layers of ice where it has rained and then afterwards snowed, and that will make it melt much slower. And it also keeps the earth underneath colder for longer.
The Arctic is heating around 2 times faster than the rest of the planet. You're a young man. Have you noticed any of these changes yourself?
I can see from year to year more growth,
Oh.
like thalix And also the water or aquatic flora that grows further up.
That doesn't necessarily sound bad.
Well, it will change the foundation from the flora and up.
Right.
And we will have also the loss of the historic biodiversity and species that have been here, like the Arctic fox that is threatened by red foxes that are coming in higher into the mountains.
Right.
Due to warmer winters.
So it's about ecosystem change.
Yeah.
These fish traps were due to stay in place until mid-September, when no more fish are travelling upstream and before the rivers freeze over. So far the AI gates have been installed on just a few rivers, but there are hopes to expand if the project succeeds. I was talking to a friend before I came and I was telling him about what we're going to film, and he said, that's just a big company greenwashing, making itself look good by doing green projects. What do you say to that?
Nah, I don't agree on that at all.
Yeah.
We do this because we are generally interested in technology,
yes.
Whole company. We have 115,000 in R&D. This is our thing. But we do these projects like this on the side. This is done more locally. And when we are finished developing such a solution like we see here, we are going to hand it over to the Norwegian government and the rivers for them to use. So this is a non-profit thing from our side.
But if this is going to work, you need to do all the rivers in Norway, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Because it's mostly the north, right, at the moment?
At the moment, but unless we now, let's say, ramp up this fight and get solutions into more river, they are going to spread further and further and further south.
Yeah.
Because what we've seen is that these humpback salmon, they like warm water more than cold water. Further south you go, the warmer. It's already been caught in Oslo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 years ago. They caught a couple in Drammen, which is south of Oslo. So it has been spotted there, but only individuals.
How far away is that?
It's about 2,500 miles from here. Normally a salmon, or at least an Atlantic salmon, will go back to its original river, where it's born. More than 99% of them go to their own home river. Humpback salmon don't care that much.
Yeah.
So almost half of them choose any other river. And that's why they have spread from Russia. But they have been in Russia for 30 years, and we've started seeing the invasion here in 2017. So something has happened, because we've always had a few, individuals in Norway, but the large population that we're seeing now, that started in 17, 19.
So could that be related to the warming of the ocean?
Exactly. It will adjust itself eventually. The problem is that if we let this go, the Atlantic salmon will be extinct. And it's a fact that without the Atlantic salmon, a lot of the local population here will shrink. People will move. Why do people live here? It's harsh environment, it's cold, it's freezing cold. They like to say up there, we don't have summer, we have 4 months of bad skiing. That's a joke they say up here, right?
Yeah.
Why do you live here? And many of them are very attached to the rivers and the sports fishing and the salmon. And it's an industry as well. It generates revenue. There's a lot of thousands and thousands of tourists that come to fish in this river. And you can imagine, hotels and restaurants and supermarkets, and it generates revenue for these small places.
But it seems to me even deeper than that. It seems to be part of the Norwegian frame of mind.
Absolutely. So it's not an option.
Oh, there's no option.
It's not an option to let this just fly.
We've got to sort this.
Yeah, we have to sort it out. It's that simple.
The rivers dropped a week after we left, and with the traps installed, our cameraman Paul returned to see them in action. On the Skalelva, the AI was doing its job, but challenges remained. Some humpbacks were starting to spawn even before reaching the barrier, even though it was as far downstream as it could be. On the huge Tana River, where everything is manual, the trap fish were brought up and emptied into a tank for sorting.
How many are in there? Here, 150, 200, and some Atlantic salmon, 0 Arctic char, and whitefish.
So you do the sorting here?
The biggest salmon we already sorted out, and we do the sorting up in this one.
and the native Atlantic salmon freed to swim upriver to breed. The humpbacks were prepared for consumption on a detachable platform. You can see why they were looking forward to getting some help from automation. Are you hoping this could be done by AI, the sorting?
Definitely, because it seems a bit difficult to do this every year in 100 years from now.
Yes.
This labor-intensive thing. Of course, it will be difficult in such a large river with hundreds and thousands of fish arriving every minute. But we're hoping that could be a thing in the future.
And on the Fjord, where Hannah and her colleague had swum and only seen a few pink salmon a week before, they were now arriving in big numbers. The AI was having some technical difficulties, but while the engineers were finding solutions, the sorting operation was in full swing. The pinks are sent down this long pipe to be packed in ice. Even with the help of AI, it will be a huge effort to do this across hundreds of Norway's rivers. But the local Norwegians are determined. In the end, this is what it's all about.
You hold one hand here,
Yes.
up,
Yeah.
to the side, lay down, and up.
Well, that's quite a complicated movement, isn't it? Oh, there's a lot of weight in the rod.
Yeah. And you can hold your hand all the way up.
Right, okay, so
Very good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Of course, nothing took my fly, so I handed over to the expert.
You know, when you are fishing, you always know there's a chance you will get this huge, massive, beautiful Atlantic salmon in the end. You know it's there, and you just need to find a way for it to take your fly.
Ah, fantastic. Are you hopeful that a lot of these ecological problems, like the one you're helping with, that we're going to get them sorted out?
I think I have to stay positive. I have to have hope. Because if I don't, why am I doing it then? So I need to be positive, I need to be hopeful, and I need to do what I can to make it better.
Commitment strengthened by a good dose of salmon fever, all potentially aided by artificial intelligence. If this project works, it should mean there are Atlantic salmon there to catch for many years to come.